play it smart, right?
I see like the last fight I saw that was like with Barberena and Lucas. I know you saw it. They were just slugging each other nonstop.
Yeah.
I'm like, Barberena's the toughest guy I've probably seen in there, but man, like a couple more of those, man, and he's not gonna be good. You know?
He was taking way too many shots.
I don't know if you saw that, Rob. Man, like
no, I didn't.
It was terrible.
He adopted the Homer Simpson strategy pretty much,
Yeah.
and he was just eating punches. But like this guy Lucas couldn't hurt him. It was just crazy because that guy is a knockout hitter. You know.
I think he set the record for the most amount of significant strikes thrown in a 3-round contest, and then knocked him out 10 seconds left in the 3rd round with a knee. Yeah. 2 knees, right up the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, but
and
it
even
was just,
then, he was still conscious. He was, but they stopped it rightly so. But like, man, like anybody else would have been like probably dead.
It's funny how that works because, like, you know, you've seen guys that have taken a lot of damage and they're okay. Like, you know, and then I've seen guys that taken a lot of damage too. But man, like when they get to a certain age, like you can see that something changes.
Or
and
even one shot.
Yeah. Well, I've held conversations with some of these guys that are like in, like, you know, close to 40 and they've taken way too much damage. They've been knocked out way too many times. Probably shouldn't take some time off. Never did, right? And it's something happens. Like you can, like I remember one. I don't want to mention his name, but like you guys would know him. Like he was having a conversation with the guy. He tells me something, right? And he used like certain words to tell me that. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Yeah. Like about 2 minutes later, same conversation. 2 minutes later, he tells me the exact same thing, the exact same words. Yeah. 2 more minutes, and he tells me a 3rd time the exact same thing, the exact same words. It's like he doesn't remember he already told me that twice. Yeah. You know, and then I'm going, fuck, man, this thing is legit, man. You got to be careful. Like I'm not saying like, oh, you shouldn't fight. Like, I'm not trying to scare people here, but like you have to be intelligent about how you spar. Because I remember when I first walked in. I'm like, oh, you guys think I'm a jiu-jitsu guy? I don't know how to take a punch. I'll prove you. Where's Vanderlei Silva? I would literally, no joke here. Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to brag here, but like,
sure.
Guys would run in from Vanderlei Silva in practice. I was chasing, like, I want to spar with Vanderlei. Yeah. And I put up with him, man. Right. Like, but looking back, like my notion of trying to be tough and prove to myself and other people that was tough was just plain stupid. Because Vanderlei, when he sparred, he's trying to knock you out. You know.
That's funny. Because he actually did a press conference or something, and he was talking about CTE. And he's like, I was at this. Oh, he was at some seminar or whatnot. And they were talking about symptoms of CTE, and out of 10, he had 8. And he's like,
what is CTE? I'm sorry. Concussion, something. No.
Yeah, something. Man, I don't even know. I know it's head trauma.
So, they did that big movie on it with Will Smith and the football players, and everybody's got CTE now.
Yeah, apparently it's repetitive head injuries,
trauma,
concussions or whatnot. But like he was saying, like man, like he had trouble sleeping, headaches. He would forget things, you know. And so now he's telling young fighters, like, you know, learn from my example.
Be
like
smart.
I was, like you were saying, I was going to knock people out in sparring, and I thought it was going to make me tougher. Like I could take them better. And it's like no, it's totally opposite. You know, every time you get knocked out,
you're less tough.
It's a little bit easier.
You take less damage. Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be a full knockout. You know, when you talk about Brian, like just all those blows and your brain hitting the back of your head, and your brain is pretty much plastic. You know, it's constantly growing, and it's constantly like, you know, you can kind of feel it sometimes even grow inside. I mean, I don't know if. All right, maybe it's too. All right, too much of my own here. All right, we get too deep here. All right, too much, too deep. But like it's you know, it's living. Like, you know, it's your brain. You know what I mean? And people like take that for granted sometimes, and it's like if without your brain, you're nothing. Like you don't have
you can't
nothing
we
else.
Know so
you know?
little about it. We can't. It's not like we can fix like a broken arm or something.
Yeah, I mean, I love fighting. I really truly do, and it like I said, it makes me feel like maybe I would be different if I didn't have it. But at the end of the day, it's like I was born with this motherfucker. Like I'm not gonna lose it to you know, to nothing.
To try
really.
to prove a point. It's You got to, like, I think the lesson here is like, don't be a knucklehead in the gym.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get dropped, may it be in a fight every now and never. Yeah. You know, because you're making like $1 million or whatever. But in the gym, it makes no sense, man. Like to have wars in the gym, try to knock each other out, is just plain stupid.
At the end of the day, I think it's just you talk about that, like being humble and having humility and all that. It's just like being comfortable and confident enough in yourself. Like I know I'm tough. Like I don't have shit to prove. You know what I mean? Like I truly just don't. You know, when a guy, and I'm in a bar and like a guy want to fight, like I really just don't have nothing to prove to him. You know, and there's levels to that even. You know, you sometimes you got to do that against a professional too. You know, when you walk in and you staring across from Vanderlei, you're just like, okay, I got nothing to prove, bro. Like I'm confident enough in myself and I'm confident enough in my ability where like we don't have to stay here and beat the fuck out of each other. You know, like I don't have to prove to you that I can take a shot. Like that's just I'm not
that's
getting
maturity.
nowhere.
Like that's intelligent. Like and I think a lot of people miss that lesson, or they learn that lesson way too late. Like I think Vanderlei admitting that, that's awesome that he said that, because you know I spent some time with him and I knew how he used to think, and his ideas like, oh, if you didn't take that beating in practice, you weren't a real fighter. Yeah, like that's how his head was. Like I'm happy that he's in a different place now, because it's important that he teaches that lesson to other fighters.
Yeah. But I think really when you look at it, like a lot of those guys, they end up getting big at like 31, 32, and you know that's kind of where like the peaks of their careers. And I kind of always tried to shape myself a little bit different and just be like, okay, I definitely ain't gonna do that. You know what I mean? At 32, and you just now learning a lesson, like it only takes me a couple times, you know what I mean? I'm gonna learn my lesson the first time. Like this ain't gonna be good for me, and you know that you get somewhere faster, I think, and in a better place maybe.
Yeah, you know, well, I mean, that's a good ability. Most people have a hard time learning from other people's examples, you know, especially the more tough you are, usually the harder it is, because you're like, oh, I could do it my way, and I'm going to prove it by ramming my head through this wall until I get to the other side, you know. It's about being smarter, not, you know, working smarter, not harder.
For sure. Yeah.